What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This is Legitical Response. We cover political news, and today we're covering another congressional committee hearing, and this one is great. You got one of my favorites coming up, Matt Gaetz. This guy doesn't care about the establishment. He doesn't care about the RNC or the DNC or any of these places. He is there to represent his constituency, and you can tell this because he doesn't care about lobbyists. He doesn't vote in the interests of all these other places. He votes in the interests of what is best for his district, and that's what we need more of, folks. We need more people like Matt Gaetz, Chip Roy, Byron Donalds, Anna Paulina Luna. These people. Marjorie Taylor Greene is pretty good, right? A lot of people talk bad about Marjorie Taylor Greene because she says some outrageous stuff, right? But it's like, okay, come on. So you got a politician who votes, who's got a very good voting record, got very good policy, but says outrageous stuff. Or you've got an establishment politician that votes against your interests, right? But stays aligned with decorum and all this other BS. Who would you rather have? Somebody that votes for you, but says some outlandish crap? Or somebody who votes against you, but says everything you want to hear? Yeah, I think I know the answer to that question. But people are like, oh, Marjorie Taylor Greene's insane. And she might say some insane crap, but her voting record is what counts. And that's what I don't get about a lot of these people. But what we got coming up is another aspect of censorship, if you will. And you might be thinking when you see this, like, how's he talking about censorship? They're not censoring, right? What happens? Okay, so once you get monetized by a lot of these places, if advertisers come in and say, oh, we don't want to advertise for this guy because we don't like his ideology, we don't like what he's promoting the truth, and we want to promote a narrative. Well, they pull their advertisement from this one person, right? Well, the company's no longer making money. It's harder for the company, like YouTube, for instance, to make money if people are pulling their advertisements from his channel. So what are they going to do? They're going to turn his reach way down. They don't care about him. Why? Because they're not making money anymore. And that, to me, is just outright wrong. These places shouldn't care about ideology, right? If you're out there promoting the truth, if you're out there giving your opinion on stuff, if people are listening to this person, if this person is popular, that means they have advertisement dollars behind them. If they're pulling their advertisement dollars away from this person, yeah, we got a problem there. There's a fiduciary negligence going on with that. But let's get into it. Matt Gaetz does pretty good in this. Check this out, y'all.
Mr. Patel, are you part of an organization that uses market power for censorship?
No, sir.
And how much advertising capital do you deploy annually?
How much marketing investment do we spend?
Yeah.
850 million a year.
And you spend, you said less than 1% of that in the news area, right?
Yes, sir.
And that's because really your brands don't want to be involved in these caustic news disputes or political disputes. They want to be apolitical in the presentation of their brand. Am I understanding that testimony correctly?
So we serve 90% of American households with our portfolio.
It's a fascinating answer, just not to my question. Is the reason you de-emphasize news because you want to be apolitical?
We target our investment to address the consumers that buy our brands.
Okay, are you doing so for political reasons or apolitical reasons?
We don't do it for any political reason.
Okay, so then why are the vice presidents of your company trying to shape the way Facebook limits view of a Trump advertisement?
So I'm not sure what the intention of that communication was, but that's
I do. It was to get the Trump ad taken down. It's pretty clear. You had two vice presidents, Rob Master and Luis DeComo, who were pressuring Facebook to utilize Facebook's policies to take down a Trump ad. So it's just hard to believe that your goal is to avoid politics when not some intern at your company, but the vice presidents at Unilever are writing Facebook saying, we want you to take this Trump ad down and apply these policies to do it.
So I'm not sure what the intention of communication was, but
okay, I'll tell you what, I'll read you the communication. It's 2 words. It's your vice president, Tagarm, when they were trying to get the Facebook ad taken out. It said, honestly reprehensible. So you're using this $800 million plus power that you have over the marketplace. Facebook is craving your advertising dollars. And you have two vice presidents hammering Facebook to take down a Trump ad about whether or not Joe Biden should have his ear inspected for an earpiece. That was what the ad was about, that you all found so reprehensible.
So respectfully, I'm not sure that word was done by a Unilever person.
You're okay. So Mr. DeComo didn't work for Unilever?
He sits on the. If I did my homework right, I think that came from the GARM, Rob.
Oh, Rob Rankowitz, yes. And you are member entities to GARM. You pay GARM. You guys are GARM. I mean, as Mr. Jewell said, you guys you have to have tools in order to help you place your ads. So you go fund GARM, and then here your vice presidents are commiserating with GARM over the fact that Facebook won't remove this. I guess, Mr. Shapiro, when we look at these big advertising platforms and they're hearing the people with the advertising dollars hammer them with this ideological tilt, what does that do to the marketplace for ideas?
Obviously, it shuts down the marketplace of ideas, which is largely the intent. And one of the things that I've heard from some of the Democratic members of the committee today is an extraordinary amount of projection wherein they suggest that Republican members of the committee are trying to shut down free speech by trying to get answers to questions about the kind of political pressures that are being put on social media companies, for example. But it's been Democrats who, for years, have been spending their time trying to pressure social media companies into doing their bidding by limiting the types of information that are available to the public and how that information is actually distributed. One of the things that's worth noting here is that it's not just a matter of advertising dollars flowing. The way that it works on social media is that if you are demonetized, then the reach of your actual content is also limited by the same social media companies.
Do you think the frequency of those demonetization rises when you have vice presidents of companies at Unilever trying to hammer entities like Facebook into taking down Trump ads?
Absolutely. Absolutely. There's no question that when you have internal pressures put on social media companies to take down right-wing material, that has an impact on the reach of right-wing messaging. There's just no question.
And I guess I don't mind when Democrats say they don't like conservative speech, or we get to say we don't like some of their speech. That's how this works. But it's when the business community colludes and utilizes market power to shape the way social media companies or websites disseminate information, that the public doesn't even get to see that debate and engage it. And I think the fact that it's clandestine is actually even more corrosive to the values that undergird.
That's absolutely true. The complete lack of transparency with which GARM treats both the member companies as well as the consuming public is one of the major problems. If they simply wish to levy a boycott against a right-wing source, they should simply say that's what they're doing. Hiding behind fake standards in order to project objectivity is a major problem in transparency for the market.
And that's the name of the game, folks. These companies, they're there, and it's so easy for these people to, by marketing, to push society in a certain direction, and that's what their intent is with all of this. Why? Shut down the conservatives. Shut down these talking points. Shut these people out. We don't want them. They call it misinformation, but it's just opinions and facts, right? News organizations promoting the truth, for goodness sakes. But that damages the corporate press and the Democrats' narrative, and that's what the name of the game is, folks. We got to shut these people down. The people at the tops of these companies are Democrats, right? So they want everything to go their direction. They want Democrats to win because they can stay in power. They got some collusion going on here that they can control the mass of people by shutting these voices down. Oh, we're going to say, oh, well, it's the market doing it. Our consumers don't like this kind of stuff, right? You don't know that. These people don't know that, right? Half of the country is conservative, for goodness sakes. We're pretty much an even split, right? But if you look at a map, it doesn't look evenly split, but it's because Democrats, they band together in these large cities, these Democrat liberal areas or whatever, but the vast majority of the country looks red. But when it comes down to individuals, to people versus people, we're about split, right? You got like 30% Republican, 30% Democrat, and the rest is independents that lean in either direction, right? Most everybody is in the center. That's your independents. But you're going to lean either one direction or the other direction. But for Democrats to remain in power, to stay on top of their game, the only way Democrats win is by colluding with these companies to push social media in a certain direction, right? Social media, all of these companies are headquartered in California, for goodness sakes, right? Democrat stronghold. So the people that work for these companies, the moderators and the heads of these companies, they're all Democrats. So of course they're going to want to push their talking points and their points of views and their worldview and all this other garbage on everybody, right? Oh, well, we're friends with Democrats, so if we push this, Democrats will stay in power and we'll stay on top of the game and just shut everybody down, right? Shut down the conservatives, shut down people like me, people like the Daily Wire, Tim Pool. That's why when you look into this, the only people that are getting barred from advertisements from these places, it's always only conservatives. That is wrong. That is very wrong to me. It's not appropriate for these companies to decide, well, this guy's a conservative. We don't think our consumers are going to want to have their ads next to this person's content because we don't like it. No, I'm sorry. To me, that's wrong. And I'm not sure what they're going to do about this. Hopefully they can get something done. But, yeah, this all needs to come to a stop, folks. We need to have open and honest discourse in this country. We need ideas to be thrown around because you got Democrats, they've got some really, really insane ideas, and they need to be pushed back against. They need to be stopped. Otherwise, they become the norm, and then we go in a certain direction. We don't want that, right? We want ideas to come together and melt and let the best ideas win. Don't try to push people in a certain direction by turning their reach down, right? Like Shapiro was saying. You get advertisements pulled from you, your reach gets turned down. That's wrong to me. But, you know, they explain it out pretty well. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this one off here. I think that's all I've got for this one, y'all. I want y'all to let me know what y'all think about all this down in the comments section. Should these companies interfere like this and shut down conservative voices? And how come they're not shutting down liberal voices that promote disinformation, right? Because we know for a fact the corporate press, they're constantly lying to everybody. But y'all let me know what y'all think about all this down in the comments section. And that's all I got for this one. I want to thank everybody for watching, and y'all try to have a good day and stay legitical. Peace.